Greetings, Earthlings. This is your host, Biff. Hope you're having a good day or a good evening, wherever you are in the world. Just taking a look at some charts, markets, traders getting their ears perked up. Are we bullish? Is this a bull trap? Lots of questions out there. I'm not doing bottom hunter Biff anymore. We clearly have found some sort of bottom here at Bitcoin 15K. The question is it the absolute bottom? Try not to deal in absolutes, especially when I put my analyst hat on. But we understand a lot of people are trading and looking for absolutes. If you're short-term trading, that's a whole different animal than trying to catch some Bitcoin on a long-term bias, which is what I am personally in investment strategy when it comes to Bitcoin. Definitely playing the long game, but with that being said, disclaimers, I am not an investment advisor. Always do your own research. If you have questions for me or the STAXX.CLUB, that's what we're here for. And, lots of other things as well. But I support traders. That's what I'm good at. I know what I'm good at. I'm an analyst. I've been an analyst for forever, right? 25 plus years in markets, business analysis, and you name it. I've just, I've been around Bitcoin for I guess about 10 years now, but really involved in it. And obviously the last few, creating the STAXX.CLUB, our foundation, our organization. We have lots of lofty goals. And it's just, been an experience, right? Being involved in the startup and all the amazing things and, not so amazing things that come along with being involved with people and businesses and money. If you've been following the cryptocurrency industry, the last few years has been pretty much a boom and bust cycle. So now people are kind of hoping, the end of the bust cycle is upon us, and we're kind of in a bullish mode now. I'm not ready to kind of flip the Bitcoin to green just yet. Again, I'm glad that we made a bottom, and you can see here, in our previous history of Bitcoin. Here's one of the cycle bottoms that we definitely look at from an analysis standpoint, right? That was Bitcoin around 3K. And if you were around like I was, this was torture and was pretty much the worst thing ever. And now it seems like a blip on this chart. But to digress here, what we want to look at is market structure. And you see the market structure can kind of zoom in, to this extremely old chart now, right? It seems like ancient history, but let's not forget about market structure, and especially in Bitcoin. These are the Bitcoin boom and bust cycles. This was our 2018, 2017 run, which was, man, if you're around, this was life changing for a lot of people, and so was this, right? We finally did make a bottom around 3K, but if you recall, pretty much everyone was sure that 6K was the bottom, that 5K was the bottom. And if you were accumulating there, history shows that you still did well. However, that was not the cycle bottom, right? It was another 50% drop from there, which, again, if you're around in these days, you can see the low volume. And that was 1, 2, 3, 4 months of basically no price action, flat markets, depressed people. The bottom fell out of basically every altcoin out there. I mean, again, that was not fun times to be around, but it was good times to build and accumulate. Trading alone, that there were some opportunities in this run, right? And then you kind of get into this price structure, which created another cycle bottom. However, this one I put question marks on, because if you recall, around this date, you look at March of 2020, this was our COVID bottom, right? This was our cycle bottom because the market fell out of pretty much all global markets, and the bottom fell out of pretty much all global markets, and we made this crazy BitMEX, broken liquidation engine broken. Literally, Bitcoin almost could have gone to zero, right, had they not shut down BitMEX during this event. So, I'm going to be perfectly honest. This one really hurt me. I was trading. I had a bunch of like bots actively trading, and some like really small leverage accounts that just absolutely got annihilated. And that was a run from, remember, like 9K to 3,900. And on some markets, and on BitMEX especially, that went down closer to 3K. It was just bloody awful. Thank goodness, I stuck to my guns and I was buying a little Bitcoin, back, trying to hold back the tears, but I was still buying a little Bitcoin and kind of reaccumulating during that clear V. Yeah, we can zoom out a little bit. V looking cycle, right? And that's a pretty clear V bottom, right? That's what you're looking for from a recovery standpoint. But man, if you're around that, this was brutal. People lost their ass. The global markets were getting crushed. No one was sure if this was the end of the world. COVID was hitting. Basically, the world shut down. I mean, these are things that we don't want to forget, right? These are historical events, and we need to kind of understand the history of this market and these cycles so that we can apply them for the future. I've done lots of research. I've been following Bitcoin obviously for a long time, so you want to get into the nitty gritty and specifics of, the previous cycle, these previous cycle bottoms, which is kind of what we're looking for now in this cycle, right? We're looking for some sort of bottom. We're looking for some sort of relief. We're looking for some sort of change in market trend and structure. So let's go take a look now, right? Okay. But before we do that, let's talk about this, right? And what we have here, right, is the beginning of this run up, this monumental historical run up of Bitcoin. This was also represents what, $10 trillion injected into the markets. And I realize, guys, zoom out here for a second. I realize, guys, that trillions of dollars mean almost like nothing to people anymore, which is kind of pathetic and sad, because $100 billion is so much money that I struggled to put that into words. And now we throw the term trillions of dollars around like it's literally nothing. Guys, we got to start learning that it is a lot, right? $1 trillion is enough money to fund an entire country, a large country, and like literally feed everybody in it, create infrastructures, build things, like real things for years, right? Not just like a year. I mean, it's insane how much money $1 trillion is. And this COVID relief crap, if you want to call it that, whatever you want to call it, was an injection of $9 trillion just dumped onto the markets. They used it to prop up, all the global markets and basically buy stock. And corporations had a lot of cash, or, willing to do that as well. All these markets have been correlated and probably will be, at least for the foreseeable future. And we got this monumental run up, but not just in Bitcoin, right? Obviously, we're looking at Bitcoin here right now. But if you look at the SPX, right, it doesn't look much different. This monumental historical run up only, party time. Everybody was making money again. Pfizer and all these pharmaceutical companies were making money hand over fist. Everybody's happy. Tesla made all-time new highs. Basically, the entire market, minus some of these niche stocks and industries, was doing well, right? And that's because of all that money. And now you see a very different market structure, right? A very different market structure on the SPX. Now, we've been tracking that as well because it's obviously important, right? The S&P represents something like $16-17 trillion or something ridiculous, right? A lot more than we're looking at, say, like the total market cap of cryptocurrency right now, which all in, everything included, is hovering around 1 trillion right now. And, I kind of drew some channels on this price action, and it does look like it wants to break out of this downtrend. So that's good news. A lot of good news in the markets, and definitely, things that bring on cycle bottoms are not just retail, right? So I want to be careful here because retail doesn't drive these markets, but hype does, and hype cycles do. And sometimes generational, quote unquote, bottoms or cycle bottoms are caused by changes in market sentiment, right? And the big players have been accumulating for some time, and they just decide, okay, well, and this is a lot of other things involved too. When you're talking about crypto, it's miners, it's Bitcoin mining, it's OG money, people that, have been involved in these markets for many years. Those are the ones that have the Bitcoin to throw around to really influence these markets. And also for many years, traders have been on the outside with their systems using the investment vehicles available to them on the cash side. So, those are things like futures. And there's lots of traders out there that have future systems that are doing very well that, again, do not care about the fundamentals of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. They're literally just making money off of this stuff. It's highly volatile. There's all kinds of opportunities, especially if you can move markets. You introduce things like today, like the AI that we're seeing pump out news stories, and you can literally automate 100 websites at a time, pump out a news story about a certain thing and sway market sentiment, or at least put some sort of bullish or bearish news out there to also increase just chatter, right? And market sentiment and retail. And it's amazing how all of this stuff is correlated like with technology and things now. I mean, so much automated trading, so much high frequency trading, bot trading, algorithmic trading. So just remember that. Remember that if you're out there doing the old school kind of trading and, trying to catch trends and do some day trading and intraday stuff, you're definitely on your own, right? You're on your own island, and you should protect yourself accordingly. Always use good risk management strategies. If you have questions about that stuff, we can help you with that sort of thing too. We got a lot going on in our club right now. It's actually a lot of fun, but overwhelming at times too, because I want to get content out there to people that's relevant, and a lot of this is very specific to you. So don't be afraid to just hit me up. I mean, I'm everywhere now, so not very hard to find. And I like chatting and talking and making videos, and if I can help some of you guys make some informed decisions, then I'm happy to do that. So let's keep going here. The $3 trillion top, we're currently hovering around $1 trillion. So even the total market cap of crypto, including all Bitcoin and all shit coins and everything else, you're hovering at $1 trillion, right? One large market like the S&P 500 is 16 trillion or something like that. So just remember, we're not quite there yet as far as influence goes. When you're looking at major macro cycles, you want to be looking at, where the large money is, right? The more amount of liquidity, the more amount of cascading capital that can influence markets. Now, what we were watching is this channel, which actually made a beautiful parallel channel. And right now I'm in Tradingview. Pretty much everything that we'll do in Tradingview is available on a free account. I went ahead and paid for this account because I like some of the additional features. But man, I didn't have software available to me like this when I was learning and supporting people and trying to kind of understand how some of this worked. And software like this would have cost big money, even as recent as 10, 15 years ago. This would have cost you $1,200 a month just for this kind of market data and these kind of tools. So use your tools, guys. Let us know if you have any questions about charting, or you want to get into this stuff. Analyst work is a lot of fun, and people that recognize patterns are like under assault right now for obvious things that are going on in mainstream, but never lose sight, right? A chart tells a story, right? Analysts use models, right? We use models to help predict things, but it's not always about predicting things. It's more about good analysis at whatever specific information, time frame, asset, or strategy, right, we're looking at. And if you're talking about indicators or things that you can add to charts to kind of help you see things, man, there's just a ton of great stuff built into Tradingview. So use your tools, right? I've got some templates built in here, just some simple stuff that anyone can set up, and be happy to show you, how to make your charts look nice and pretty and clean, because that's important too, right? Good looking charts are always going to perform better. That's a joke, but seriously, this is one of my templates. It's a squeeze momentum, a money flow indicator, which is kind of a fancy RSI, and then the stock stochastic. And you can apply this template to basically everything to give you kind of a good view, a good 3-level view of what's going on. Money flows are good indicators to kind of see not only momentum, but like what is actually, which direction the money flow is heading. And right now you can see the S&P, this is a good example. On the weekly, it looks just kind of like it's not real sure. And that's probably a good indicator of what is actually happening in the market right now. I would say there's a lot of uncertainty in this SPX right now. And we're not sure if we have cleared, right, this downtrend and we're looking to go up here, or if this is simply just going to be a fake out next week, right? But we're going to find out. And there's your if and or on this chart. Now, I will say, I made this chart. Here, let's zoom in so we can go grab that. I made this chart, like a week ago. All eyes on the SPX, right? Because here's your Bollinger Bands. We've only been testing the bottom of it. Again, if you have any questions about Bollinger Bands, let me know. But use all your tools and resources. And I'm producing some videos that will be kind of how-to basics on some of this stuff. But again, ask questions. Hit me in the comments now, guys. This is what I do. So we were saying all eyes on the SPX. If we broke out of this channel, which it kind of looks like we've done, right? This could be very good news for the markets. And if we hold 4K, continue on, reclaim 4,500, in this area where we started our downtrend, that would indicate maybe a new trend is forming, and that would be very good for markets. So this is your bullish, optimistic kind of view. Looks like the dailies are a little topped out now, which is normal. You want a cycle to be selling and buying. But what you want, if you're long, is obviously things to be going up instead of down. So it looks like kind of our daily cycles have topped out a little bit. Very similar on Bitcoin. So I would expect in the short term some sort of retest, but that doesn't mean we have to go spelunking in price, or go way down. So just kind of keep that in mind short term. FBTC is a good indicator for a larger, let me hit auto here. There's a larger indicator for Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and has been a decent indicator to watch for how things are happening with alt markets in the past. In the future, though, I got to be honest, guys. I have my doubts about using traditional Ethereum Bitcoin ratios and that kind of stuff anymore, because I don't see. So here's your trend, right? It's up, and this was the cycle bottom. Since then, in 2020, we've had this, I want to say, break out of this pattern right here, but it's been, a pretty clear pattern here too. And this is, a little flaggish if you want to actually call it some sort of pattern. But what we're trying to illustrate here is overall, this trend has been rising. Now, what happened in the last year, right, is Ethereum became proof of stake, and it really changed the dynamics of the network, how things are going to work on it in the future. When we had this big run up in price, Ethereum became basically unusable. Gas fees were so high during here, pretty much every company that had any sort of offering where gas fees were required to claim multiple tokens or NFTs were crushed, guys. That's the honest and true answer to that. I don't pull punches or pretend that things didn't really happen. This run up in Ethereum to 4,300 and the next run to almost 5K absolutely exposed the inability to scale on Ethereum, and Ethereum will never scale. It cannot be changed fundamentally to scale. But what you can do is create mechanisms to help the scaling problems, the gas fees. And that's what we're seeing now, right? We're seeing these side chains. Matic has been very popular, which actually, this chart looks fantastic. I have nothing to say about, Matic as an investment vehicle. Obviously, this has been a great investment. We've had people in the club, some of our founders that have been, knee deep in this for a long, long time. It's a good looking chart, and it's very popular, and a lot of corporations are quote unquote adopting it and or building systems on Matic. We'll just leave that there, and let me step back because I do have an opinion about Ethereum. And while I still think this is a good investment vehicle, I'm not real confident in this market long term for users, right? And if users aren't going to be using level 1 Ethereum when it goes back to 10K and beyond, whenever that is, if you kind of look at this setup, we're looking more like a couple of years before we break this overhead resistance. If and when it does go on its nuclear run back to 10K and beyond, right, gas fees will be so high that only huge entities, whales, etc., corporations will be able to execute transactions on layer 1, right? That's never going to change. Now, what some people are quote unquote banking on is that we'll use layer 2s to avoid transactions on Ethereum, the main chain, and everybody will be happy using Matic or, some of these other layer 2s. I don't know. I know that that's how it works out in some people's minds. I'm just not there personally, and I'll continue to say that because I support a lot of businesses now and a lot of business people, and I'm not ever going to pull punches or produce lies, especially when it comes to like bag holding or investing or anything like that. This is about using this stuff in the future, and I know, and we know at the STAXX.CLUB and Golden Stacks that if this industry is going to have a future, it's going to be users using this stuff, right? Not just the speculation. So where we draw lines, again, I leave that up to you. So hit me in the comments and questions if you want to have a meeting with me. There's lots of easy ways to jump on Discord or Telegram or whatever, and we can start talking about some of this stuff because I love it. I love theory. I love theory crafting. I love pattern recognition. Again, we were talking about all the cool things that you can use inside just something simple like Tradingview. Look at templates. So look at my templates. Here's your regular. Here's like a Fibonacci Bollinger Band look, which is very interesting. Just look at some of this stuff. I mean, that's one button press, and this does all this for you now. Look at this Fibo line, from the previous run, where every time we've dipped below it, right, it's only been temporary, and we've dipped below it, and bam, we're right back above it. I mean, again, that's Fibo math, and I don't pretend to be a Fibonacci expert, but the more I research it and study it, the more I love it. And Fibonacci is basically math that occurs in nature. And it's amazing how something like, that Fibonacci lines, Fibonacci sequences, retrace levels, which we can talk about, or just something flat out like this, where I draw some Gann lines on a chart from a top to a bottom, and all of a sudden I have these perfect resistance lines. And that's what this is. All this is a Gann fan from a top to a bottom, right? And there's no right, wrong way to do some of this stuff because I'm guessing, right? And I know this was a absolute bottom because of the bounce. So there is some support here. However, now on Ethereum, for instance, this became resistance. So now 2K is resistance. But I drew my Gann fan to show that every time that we have broke above, right, this line, it's been rejected. And look, right, we're right back here right now. So the question now, when we're watching short term is what happens here? Do we go up? Do we break out that resistance and then come down, right? I mean, that's probably what I would think is going to happen here, just kind of based on looking at this chart. But this is a lot of fun, for me, and it, definitely helps traders, giving somebody maybe a view they haven't seen before, right? And a lot of traders kind of stick to their guns and stick to certain things. I don't do that. I like looking at everything. I like learning everything. I like learning every theory. Some things are very simple, like mean reversion. Some things are not simple, but using some of these templates is very, very simple. Here's a guppy, right, and a slingshot system applied to this one. So, you can kind of see, here's a good trend with what's called a EMEA. So these are moving averages, but they're exponential. And I know that I'm losing a lot of people by talking about all this stuff, but I'm just kind of trying to illustrate like how many different tools there are out there, how many different things that, again, anyone with a TradingView account can look at. So we were trading below the mean line on this super guppy. It's a good indicator. Obviously, this has been our bearish trend, and here was our market trend. It's pointing out, the slingshot system is pointing out that here is your bearish candle, right, that basically initiated this run down. So that's why I've got, my 46K line, my 30K line as resistance right now. Short term, it looks like we've got a run up, but we'll see here. If we continue to not make a new high, if we do not break out of 25, if we stay here at 24, come back down, we're still going to be back in this trend. So don't get ahead of yourself. Clearly still, marking a bearish cycle on a weekly. Here's a Heiken. And this is looks like it trying to make some sort of pivot here as well. So you can also set different different candles to kind of show this, illustrate Heiken a little better, but these are kind of cool indicators as well. You can see this one's in a new green pattern here. So looks like we finally are making some support. However, you can still see your trend line here until we break above that, until we break above and hold 30K. That's why I've been saying everything under 30K is still chop, right? And still could be. I mean, this run up that we're seeing right now could literally just be fuel for another run down. So take that for what you will. What else we got here? You can throw an Ichi. So these are Ichi clouds, Ichimoku. I'm sorry, Ichimoku. Nobody, I'll edit that part out. This is a whole system in itself, and this would probably be like a whole class or, one whole session just studying the clouds and how Ichimoku works. But this is a long time, a system that has been used for a long time by a lot of traders and has proven to be a great, market cycle indicator. We've been trading underneath the cloud, which is a bearish indicator. You can see a bearish trend here on our signal. Been trading underneath the cloud since April, last year. So almost a year now. And we're not even out testing the cloud yet on the weekly. If you want to look more on a daily cycle, it's going to look a little different, right? On a daily, we have broken out. But I don't, especially when it comes to cryptocurrency, I like to stay zoomed out. I think weekly cycles, unless you're doing your intraday trading, I think weekly cycles just give better indicators. And, you can keep going out from there. Monthlies, should give you even more zoomed out. However, I don't really like the way monthlies look on some of these templates. So the weekly gives me a better indicator. You can see, like, if you throw a monthly on this Ichi cloud template, it's literally been trading above the cloud forever. So some good how-to tools there. So don't get stuck on any one cycle or one trend or one, time frame either. Look at multiple time frames. Look at everything. Look at everything available to you to make accurate to make more accurate assessments of the market. The more data you have available to you, the better. Last one's Renko, and this is a super easy one to use. And again, this is a Renko built-in and built-in feature, right? And it literally will put the Renko analysis on this chart for you. You can go out here and change your candles to Renko as well, and then get like that really like super Renko look. Renko also has another like indicator that builds the exits and buys into this chart as well, which is just it's an easy, simple way and a system that's again based on moving averages and cycles, and we can look at the specifics of the math from Renko, but it draws an easy painted picture, and the painted picture is clearly we've been on a down cycle for again almost a year. Right, and we're still in a red candle, and until this flips, right, it flips green, right, and shows that now you want to exit your sell. So something like down here, we're still in a bearish cycle. So let's see what the daily looks like on that. It's probably flip green, right? So there you go, exit sell, and now it's flip green, but this looks more like a choppy pattern to me, and we very well could be in some sort of range for some time. So if that makes you nervous or changes your strategy, just use that information accordingly. If you have any questions about Renko, about templates, about how we did this, about what this crazy stuff this crazy dude is looking at, let us know. Hit us in the comments. Again, we're everywhere. We're on Discord, we're on Telegram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. Whatever you want to see, there's a good chance that someone else does as well. So don't be shy. Some of this stuff is very simple and easy for me because I've been doing this for 25 years. But I realize that some people are overwhelmed by charting or some of this stuff, and there's no reason to be, because again, this is not magic. This is me using some software and some really good built-in tools and features with the analytics within this system. And there's some great indicators, especially if you're using Bitcoin. Man, if you're using Bitcoin and you're not using hash ribbons, guys, this is one of the best indicators that's free out there. This again, Charles Edwards from Capriol Management, flashing a buy. Right now, the last historical buy, it's flashing, a year ago, July, on this run up. But again, this is about minor capitulation, right? Minor capitulation and hash rate. And you can see the hash rate of Bitcoin has only risen down this entire run. So the network has only gotten stronger, right? This entire run down in price. And what does that mean? That means Bitcoin is being industrialized, flat and simple. If you do not have some sort of allocation to Bitcoin, again, I'm not an investment advisor, but it just seems like you're doing yourself a disservice, right? So don't be scared, right? If it's signing up for Cash App and buying a few bucks here and there, then you're off zero, right? Ask us questions. You want to learn about this stuff. What does it having mean? What are we looking at, long term? That's why we created this club, and that's why we're out here doing public stuff. I'm not out here, making a nice looking setup and sharing all this stuff in videos for nothing. We want to build a huge following. We want to help educate people about the tools that are available to them. We want to help small businesses use payment systems that are out there available to all of you, right? Anyone running a small business right now can take Bitcoin payments almost instantly and add value to your business, right? There's no reason not to, really. There's no reason. So I hope this was helpful. Again, I hope, it's kind of a little intro into me. Some of you guys are still like, who the hell is this Biff guy? Happy to help out, and stay STAXX.CLUB out there. Good luck with your trading. Again, if you're bullish, I like this price action. This definitely looks different. It's been a while since we've had a nice couple of consecutive weekly candles. But again, I'm just saying, do it with caution, you know. And if you're up and you've had some good profit and you were taking some risk here, good for you. Just make sure you take that profit. You know, if you're short term, know what you're doing. Stay short term. Don't become a community bag member if you're not looking to. If you have any questions about any of the other stuff that we're into, obviously go out to STAXX.CLUB and check out our website. But to be perfectly honest, this is in a complete state of flux right now. This website that you're looking at right now is being totally chopped. And we're redoing this whole thing to website 2.0. We have big plans too. So if there's something you want to see on here, or you have suggestions, let us know as well. But if you want to just kind of check us out, see what we've been involved in and what we've been up to the last several years, my beautiful face right there, my boy Mike, let us know, and if you want to know more about me or what this club means to me personally, let me know that too. Again, I love chatting with people. We will always support small businesses. Hit us up on Golden Stacks Twitter. If you have any questions about our socials, we're real easy to find as well on the website. So our link tree is out there, or just hit any of these up. We appreciate all the subscriptions and likes and button presses. I know you guys are tired of hearing that, but I would much rather be involved in some crypto solutions than some of these. Twitter has talked about repaying, some of their users, which I like. YouTube is just, it's run by Google. So it's a big corporation, and you got to deal with all the things that Facebook and Instagram have as well. I'm looking forward to supporting crypto solutions for these, but right now we need your support. We need button presses, and like everybody else, engagement is down. So hit us up, jump into Telegram. This is all automated. You can earn NFTs and all kinds of crypto coins just for jumping in there and chatting. Set up your wallet, learn about it. Wax, Discord, whatever you prefer. Jump in there, check it out. We're on Linktree as well. So if you want to go, if you prefer Linktree and you want to check that out, just hit us up at Golden Stacks on Linktree. All of our links are out there. We're working on a new merchandise store. Lots of cool stuff. Like you see this little thing on my desk here with the LEDs, t-shirts, hats, shorts, socks, shoes. I mean, we want to get into all that swaggy stuff too. We're looking into the events down in the Bitcoin and shitcoin conventions coming up in May. So look out for announcements about that. If you are able to get down to Miami the week of May 18th, you might want to put that on your calendar now. So lots more to come. Again, thank you for watching this video. I know it became a little lengthy. If you have any questions, let me know. Guys, take care of yourselves. Stay stacksy out there. Good luck. And I hope you have a great day or a great evening wherever you're in the world. Take care.